In these problems, we are trying to find ratios for a particular trig function at a particular angle. And so right away, looking at the inside here, we can see that we're taking the sine inverse of a ratio, which means that this is basically giving me an angle or a location. And sine ratio is negative. I know it's going to be below the x-axis, and the sine inverse is defined in the fourth quadrant and in the first quadrant. That means that it must be down in the fourth. The sine's definition is opposite over hypotenuse, so that means that this side is negative 15, the hypotenuse then 17. And my goal is to find the cosine's ratio at this particular location. We can use the Pythagorean theorem to then find the third side, which we'll call x. From here, I'm going to take 17 squared and subtract 15 squared from, and that will give me the square root of 64. So x ends up being 8. From there, I know the cosine ratio is adjacent over hypotenuse. So my answer is 8 over 17. With the second problem, notice that we have the secant of the cosine inverse. Each of these are reciprocals. So I know that the ratio of cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Secant at that same location will be the reciprocal, hypotenuse or adjacent. So with this, my answer is just 5/2. With the last one, I'm looking for the cosine of the cosine inverse of 3. Now, if I had a different problem that was the cosine of the cosine inverse of, we'll say, square root of 2 over 2, this would be asking us what the ratio is for cosine at the location where cosine's ratio is square root of 2 over 2. Kind of a redundant question, because the ratio would just be square root of 2 over 2, because the cosine function and the cosine inverse are inverses of each other. They undo each other, and we're left with just the inside. This problem does not work out the same way, because this would be asking us to find what the cosine's ratio is, where the cosine's ratio is 3. And so cosine is positive in the first. This would say the adjacent is 3 over the hypotenuse of 1. The hypotenuse has to be the largest, so this doesn't make sense, which makes this problem undefined.